We've got lights, camera, and I'm about to bring the action.
Safety's on, dipshit.
Today's game up for review is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. This is the 9th Call of Duty game. They are totally running with this to the ground. I'm pretty sure they're already in a hole of some sorts. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is the newest first-person shooter brought to you by Treyarch, one of the 2 video game studios responsible for doing Call of Duty, in order so they could pump a new one out each year in order to screw you out of your money. Now, this is actually, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty they've released since World at War Modern Warfare times. Those were good. This is, pretty good. The best since then. But considering the last 2 were absolute shit, that's not saying a lot. In traditional Treyarch styles also has the Zombies mode, which is where I'll start. Zombies has a new mode called Transit. This lets you go from place to place, where you can use all the maps that are available to you in just one game. It also brings in kind of like a story element that you can use, which is neat. In the new Zombies campaign, you can't use the old characters that you use, like Richtofen, Dempsey, Takeo, or Nikolai, which isn't as good as it could be because those were the really great characters that you had that were absolutely hilarious and brought a lot of life to the series in Black Ops. Without these characters, the dialogue isn't as funny, but it's still a great mode and fun to play. Treyarch also brought new things to the multiplayer in Black Ops 2. They use this new system called the Pick 10 system. I really love this system because I can, create a class that's nothing but perks and a knife and run around stabbing people in the face and listening to them scream in anger. So it brings, a lot of fun to the game, makes it more variable, you can change up your classes a lot more to your liking. Now the unfortunate things in the multiplayer is that I've been having quite a bit of trouble with the online, servers not quite working, which is understandable considering how many people are playing the game. The campaign in Black Ops does what every video game should though. It has a variable campaign. There are different endings depending on your actions. If you complete objectives, if you fail them, what happens, it all matters to your story ending. Sure, there's not a lot of endings, but the endings are better than, some games I could mention with variable endings for the choices you have. The campaign is what a video game should be. Actions affecting things. This is what differentiates video games from something like a movie or a book, where your actions actually matter, because you're in the game. That was an amazing part of the campaign. It was probably the best thing about the whole game, in my opinion. But they did bring in a new kind of mission called Strike Force. Strike Force tries to make Black Ops do some RTS kind of mappy thing that doesn't work at all. Terrible controls. You more or less had to take control of something and do the whole thing yourself anyways. Pointless missions, and those actually affected your campaign outcomes, so it wasn't that great because it was such a terrible system. Surprisingly enough, on the whole, Black Ops 2 was a fairly decent game. Nothing outstanding. It wasn't that bad though, was the whole thing that surprised me. Black Ops 2 on Overmind.com gets a 3 out of 5. It's a decent game, but it's still lacking something from the earlier ones. I'm Ignatius Lake, and you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Snoogles. Peace out.